Looking for flexible online teaching jobs you can do from home, while traveling, or while living abroad. In this video, I'm going to break down 10 online English teaching platforms and marketplaces you can look into if you want to start teaching English online. Some of these are better for beginners. Some are better if you already have teaching experience. Some give you ready-made lessons, and others let you set your own rates and build your own teaching style. Before we get into the companies, let's quickly talk about the difference between teaching platforms and teaching marketplaces. Teaching platforms usually give you more structure. They may provide the lesson material, the student base, the classroom setup, and the scheduling system. That can make things much easier when you are new to online teaching. The downside is that platforms usually have fixed pay rates, so you may not have as much control over how much you earn per hour. Teaching marketplaces are different. On a marketplace, you usually create your own teacher profile, set your own rate, and attract your own students. That gives you more freedom and more earning potential, but it also means you need to market yourself. Your profile, intro video, reviews, teaching style, and niche matter a lot more. So if you are a beginner, starting with a platform may feel easier because the structure is already there. But if you are confident, experienced, or willing to promote yourself, marketplaces can give you more control over your schedule and your income. Now let's get into the 10 online teaching options. The first company is EF Online. EF Online is a global education company with a strong reputation. This is more of a structured teaching platform, so it can be a good fit if you want organized lessons, reliable materials, and a more professional teaching setup. For EF Online, you usually need a bachelor's degree. The degree does not always have to be in English or education, but you do need to have a degree. You also need to be a fluent English speaker, and depending on the role, they may ask for a teaching certificate. The pay is often listed around $12 to $19 per hour, but always check the current requirements before applying because online teaching companies can change their pay, hiring rules, and qualifications. EF Online may be a good choice if you want something more stable and structured instead of casual conversation classes. If you like having lesson materials already prepared for you, this type of platform may feel easier to manage. The second company is BlingABC. BlingABC focuses on teaching Chinese students through one-on-one and group classes. This platform can offer higher pay than some beginner-friendly teaching platforms. In some cases, teachers may see rates around $20 to $30 per hour, depending on the role and qualifications. But BlingABC is also more selective. They usually require a bachelor's degree and a 120-hour teaching certificate. They also tend to hire teachers from certain countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Another thing to note is that the application process can take more time than some other platforms. It may include an interview, a demo class, training, and a mock class before you get fully approved. So this may not be the fastest platform to start with, especially if you are completely new. But if you already have the qualifications and you want higher pay, BlingABC could be worth researching. Just make sure your internet, camera, and device setup are strong, because platforms like this may check your technology during the hiring process. The third platform is Twenix. Twenix is a European platform that focuses mostly on conversational English, especially for professionals. This can be a good option if you enjoy helping adults improve their speaking skills, confidence, and workplace communication. One thing people like about Twenix is the flexibility. You can usually choose your teaching schedule day by day, which is helpful if your life does not follow the same exact schedule every week. That makes it different from some platforms where you have to commit to fixed hours or where it is difficult to change your schedule once classes are booked. Twenix may be a good fit for people who prefer teaching adults instead of children. But like always, check the current requirements before applying because platforms can update their rules. The fourth platform is Cambly. Cambly is one of the most beginner-friendly options because it focuses mostly on casual conversational English. A lot of students on Cambly are not looking for a formal classroom experience. They want speaking practice, pronunciation help, confidence, and real conversation. Cambly does not always require a degree or a teaching certificate, which makes it more accessible than many other online teaching platforms. The schedule is also flexible. You can log on when you are available, and students may call or book lessons depending on how your account is set up. Cambly pays by the minute. Regular Cambly is commonly around $10.20 per hour if you are talking for the full hour. Cambly Kids usually pays a little more. Cambly is not rich money, but it can be useful if you want online income, extra spending money, or a beginner-friendly way to start teaching English online. The fifth platform is VIPTeacher, formerly known as VIP Kid. VIPTeacher focuses mostly on teaching children depending on the current job openings available through the platform. When you sign up, you may need to create a teacher profile and then look through the available teaching positions. Different roles can have different requirements. Some jobs may ask for teaching experience, a bachelor's degree, or a 120-hour teaching certificate. From what I have seen with online teaching platforms in general, experience may sometimes be listed as a preference, but that does not always mean you should avoid applying if you are newer. Still, always read the job details carefully before spending time on the application. One important thing to know is that VIPTeacher may be strict about hiring teachers from specific countries, especially the United States or Canada. So check the current eligibility rules before applying. The pay can be decent compared to some other platforms, and the lessons may be more structured. But because this platform has changed over time, it is important to research the most updated information. If you enjoy teaching children and you meet the requirements, VIPTeacher could be one to look into. The sixth platform is Engoo. Engoo provides English lessons to students in different parts of Asia and Europe. This can be a good option for beginners because it usually has fewer requirements than some of the higher paying platforms. The pay is lower, often around $5 to $10 per hour depending on your location and the type of account you have. But the reason people still look at Engoo is because it can be easier to get started. Engoo may be open to native and non-native English speakers, and depending on the role, they may not require a bachelor's degree or teaching certificate. So if you are brand new and just want to get experience teaching online, Engoo may be a place to start. Now that we covered teaching platforms, let's move into teaching marketplaces. Marketplaces are different because you can usually set your own rates and create your own lessons, but you also have to work harder to attract students and build your profile. The seventh option is Preply. Preply is one of the most popular online teaching marketplaces. On Preply, teachers can set their own rates, which gives you more control over how much you charge. Many English teachers may start around $15 to $25 per hour, but your actual rate depends on your experience, your niche, your reviews, and how strong your profile is. The nice thing about Preply is that you do not have to follow one fixed schedule. You can create availability that works for you, but because it is a marketplace, your profile matters a lot. Your intro video, description, teaching style, and reviews can make a big difference in whether students choose you. The eighth option is italki. Italki is another teaching marketplace where you can teach English or other languages. Depending on your qualifications, you may be able to apply as a professional teacher or as a community tutor. Like Preply, italki lets teachers set their own rates. Some teachers may charge around $15 to $30 per hour, but that depends on what you teach and how much demand there is. For italki, you usually need a strong teacher profile and a clear intro video. If you have teaching certifications, tutoring experience, or language experience, include that in your application. This can be a good option if you want more freedom and you are comfortable promoting yourself. The ninth option is AmazingTalker. AmazingTalker is another teaching marketplace where you can design your own lessons and set your own rate. One thing that makes this type of platform interesting is that you can choose a more specific teaching niche. For example, you may be able to focus on conversational English, business English, English for children, test prep, pronunciation, middle school English, or another area that fits your skills. That can be helpful because sometimes being specific makes you stand out more. Instead of saying, I teach English, you can say, I help adults improve business English, or I help students build confidence speaking English. AmazingTalker can be a good option if you do not want to teach the same exact lesson style as everyone else. But remember, like other marketplaces, you have to work to attract students. Your profile, reviews, and niche will matter. The 10th option is Outschool. Outschool is different from the other platforms because it is not only for English tutoring. It is a marketplace where teachers can create their own classes for kids and teens. You can teach English, reading, writing, creative writing, public speaking, storytelling, or other subjects you are qualified to teach. Outschool lets teachers design their own curriculum and set their own prices, but they also take a service fee from your enrollments. So when you are thinking about your pricing, make sure you remember that the platform will take a percentage. Outschool is also only open to teachers from certain countries or residents of certain countries. This may include places like the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, South Korea, and Spain, but always check the current eligibility rules before applying. The good thing about Outschool is that if you create a class students really want, there can be strong earning potential. The harder part is that you have to create your own class idea, make it attractive, and market it well. So those are 10 online teaching companies and marketplaces you can look into if you want to teach English online. If you are a beginner and you want something simple, Cambly or Engoo may be easier places to start. If you want more structure and you already have the qualifications, EF Online, BlingABC, Twenix, or VIPTeacher may be worth researching. If you want more control over your rates and teaching style, marketplaces like Preply, italki, AmazingTalker, and Outschool may be better options. But here is my honest advice. Do not rely on only one platform. Online teaching changes fast. Pay rates, hiring rules, and student demand can change at any time. So apply to more than one place, build your skills, and create more than one income stream. If you want more videos about online income, teaching English online, moving abroad, and starting over, subscribe to Digital Dreams by Tay. And let me know in the comments, which platform would you try first?